We're live. Hello. What's up, our people? We're back. We're back for another live.
Who's ready? Skin routines and ghost stories with Indy Severe.
Hey.
I got you. You're my starlight. I need you. Come on, dance with me.
I'm ready to sing. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the Wellness Tour Part 2.
Come on, dance with me.
How are you guys?
How's everybody doing?
Happy Earth
How y'all
Day.
feeling? What's up, Keith? Keith is in the comments. How you doing?
Who's ready? Who's ready for some skin tips and who's ready to get scooped? Is our girl Indy here yet? You got Indy Severe here yet? Or Indy Blue?
Indy, do we got you, shawty?
Where you at? Where you at, girlie?
You want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating, the Milky Way. Moonlight, you're my starlight, I need you.
I was thinking of ghost stories today. I think I only have one. I think I have one really good one. And I'm ready to tell it.
Guys, we just vibing out here. We got ghost stories. If you guys got ghost stories, drop them in the comments even though it's probably way too long.
Who loves to get spooked? Because
Who loves to get spooked?
I love to ruin my night's rest with a scary story.
And I know Indy loves to get spooked as hell. We're all from Utah. I don't know if this is like a common thing outside of Utah, but like we have so many haunted houses in Utah. Like for Halloween,
we have a lot of haunted.
like haunted attractions. Do you guys have as many of those elsewhere? Because like
Yeah.
that's all we do in October.
Yeah,
like
growing up in Utah, it was like Castle of Chaos, Nightmare on 13th. What were the other ones?
like haunted forest.
Oh, yeah.
Haunted circus.
There's like a haunted circus. Yeah, it pops off. That's like, I feel like October in Utah is like the most, like, I don't know. People are buy like $50 tickets to go to these crazy haunted
It's
houses, and it's
really
so
weird.
fun. And we just want to reflect on that in the middle of April, that we love Halloween, and we're going to tell some scary stories and share our skin routines. I know some of you have been asking, you know, for our skin routines. They're not that crazy, but hopefully you learn something new. I don't know what Indy's is like. I'm excited to learn Indy's
Yes.
skin routine.
It pops. All right, we're still waiting for Indy. I texted her, we'll add her. Then we'll get into it, y'all. How y'all doing?
What have you guys been doing for Earth Day? Let us know. Let us know, girlies and boys. I personally went up on a hike. I just posted a picture, if you haven't seen it, of me up on that hike. And it's really pretty up there. Oh, there she is. Is that her?
Is that our girl? Oh,
There
she's
she is,
trying.
girlie.
Grab her. Oh, you gotta
We can
press.
get you.
Gotta click on her. Okay.
Go, yeah.
Go live with Indy.
She's here.
Indy, are you here?
What
up? Oh my god.
Hello. Queen Indy Seb, what's good?
You guys, I have a ring light.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
we
we have this little
have our mom's like weird
We
makeup
found this
light
little
too.
light too, if you can see it in our eyes.
I feel like an e-girl.
I know, right? We feel like we're doing our Vogue makeup
It's
tutorial.
kind of like
Dude, how are you? It's been a minute. I know we haven't spoken since you had your baby. Congratulations.
wait, I was gonna bring him. Where is he?
Oh my gosh, bring the baby.
Bring the baby.
Bring the baby right now. We need to see the baby.
Hello.
Guys,
Look at that baby. So cute. Oh my gosh.
oh,
And that Pablo jumper.
I love
Crazy.
it. Iconic.
iconic. Jack, come say hi to your old friends.
Cute. Oh my gosh.
Where's
Jackson,
Jack at?
how are you?
He's so mad at me right now.
He's like, I don't want to be on live. What
What
up?
up?
Good to see you.
That-
What's up? What's up? Oh my gosh, guys. Is it so crazy? I don't think a lot of people know that we all went to high school together.
We grew up together.
Wait, like me and Elisa played softball together.
When we were in 5th grade. Like, I first met, I like, can remember it so well in my head being on the softball team with you. And I remember when I met you and I was like, oh, her name's Indy. That's really cool. Because I'd never met anyone named Indy before. And I was like, what?
Oh my gosh, guys,
No, my-
we go way back.
My first memory of you guys is playing Kids in America in the Commons in junior high.
Incredible.
Iconic.
We're the kids of America. The Blue Aces. Dude, iconic. Thank you so much for wanting to be.
Turn the lights on.
Oh, there she's got it. She's got it. Thanks so much for wanting to be on this with us. You're the best ever.
I missed you
Wanted
guys.
I know, seriously. We wanted to invite you on and talk about obviously skincare, kind of like your journey with it, and kind
your
of
scariest stories.
and your scariest
because
stories
obviously
combined.
you're Queen Lonely Ghost.
Do you guys remember we used to tell ghost stories all the time?
Yes.
Like I had
Literally constantly.
like sitting in the car with you guys up the canyon and just telling ghost stories. Like we probably are gonna
What?
tell
Okay. We were just talking about this. What is it about like being from Utah that makes like why do we want to get spooked so much? Like I feel like
That's why.
like
Well,
is
you're-
it
is it a Utah thing? You're cutting out a little bit. Let me see. Are you asking if it's a Utah thing? Because I think it is.
guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can hear you. It's almost like when we talk,
Utah thing. I love being scared.
dude. Why is that? Like, I feel like everywhere else I would go, like they don't have. I don't know if people have the same like haunted attractions that we do. Like,
Like think
we
about
have
like
so
Utah
many.
chaos, all that shit.
Oh, so many.
And that's all we do. Like during the month of October, it's like find your crush and go to like a haunted house. That's
You know what
literally all
I
we
think it
do.
is? I think it's because people in Utah, a lot of people in Utah don't drink and they don't
Mm-hmm.
really party, so they need to like go to these crazy ass things.
No, that's so true. Businesses have to compete somehow.
Yeah,
There's no
exactly. They
I like
pay to go, they pay to get like thrown across the room essentially at like asylum.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so crazy. I don't know why that is. I think it might be a Utah thing because
American Horror Story right now. We're like rewatching all the seasons. And you know, like have you guys watched it? American Horror.
A lot of it, yeah.
So shocking and awful. But it's like you can't get enough of it. Like I'm sitting here, I'm like, is this a personality flaw that I like enjoy this?
Oh
Dude,
my god.
I love it too. It's like my favorite thing. And honestly, I think everybody loves that show. And there's some weird fascination people have with like being terrified.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. Because every time I watch a horror movie, I can't sleep for 2 weeks. But yet
Right.
I continue to watch
So
horror
like,
movies.
let's watch a
all the
horror
time.
movie, and like it's always a good idea, but like you're shook every time, and you like don't need that. Yeah, it's insane. So, should we start with a scary story, or should we start with skincare? What should we do? What do you want to do?
It's up to you guys. Let's start with I want to know what you guys wash your face with.
Okay, face wash. So right now, honestly, at the moment, I don't have a go-to face wash that I'm obsessed with.
Me
But
either.
but I have been using, because we got like a little PR box from Tarte. You know Tarte, the makeup company?
Yeah.
And they gave us these knockout face washes, which are like really good. And I've been loving it. I'm almost done with it. And I think I'm going to get it again because I'm obsessed with it. So I've been using knockout by Tarte.
So at least been using that. I use that once in a while. It just depends on your skin type. Like for me, I don't find that face washes make me break out super easily. It's more like my moisturizers that will make me break out. So I kind of stick to the basics. And like, I don't know if people are like skincare gurus are gonna like come for me, but like I do like, honestly like the store brand. Like I'm using this one and it seems to be doing me great. It's just like Johnson and Johnson, and it's the Clean and Clear Morning Burst. And I just use that. I love stuff that's really like vitamin C based and like really
Makes it glowy.
like just chill. Someone's definitely gonna come for me and be like, Crystal, that's a Walmart brand, like terrible for your skin. I don't know. But I find that it works for me. And like also the one that I always use that like I don't know if there's like some weird ingredients on it, but it's that that blue one. You know the blue one it's Neutrogena, the blue one with the beads.
Yeah.
It's like cooling. Dude, that's like my go-to face wash.
Works.
Yeah, right?
I like with skincare, everyone's skin is so different that it's like what works for you might not work for someone else, but it doesn't mean it's a bad product, you know?
Right. Right.
So,
No,
but yeah, I'm
totally.
terrified. I don't know anything about skincare. One of my best friends is like a beauty guru, and I am like a guinea pig. I was like, buy me everything, like tell me what I need.
Yeah.
So like, I'm still learning. So yeah, same. If I'm doing it wrong, send me a DM. Go easy on me.
You guys help us.
Help us. Because I'm a little bit more, I get more into, like my moisturizers and stuff I'm a bit more specific with, just because like knowing my skin and what kind of makes me break out. I just like to stick to really simple stuff when it comes to washing my face. Like just really simple. I love, like I was saying, vitamin C based stuff usually works really well for me. So that's what I wash my face with. What are you washing your face with right now?
Okay, so this is how the beauty gurus do it, right? With the hand.
Yeah. Get focused.
It's Tatcha Deep Cleanse. Like it's pretty, like it's like great. Like people love this, but like I think it's good.
Yeah.
But
wait,
I'm gonna try that.
I've heard, what's the company? Is it Tatcha? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I've heard so many good things about Tatcha. Like, I know Jeffree Star raves about Tatcha. Like, every guru literally raves about Tatcha. So I wanted to try some products. You would approve? You like the face wash?
Yeah, so I have their face wash and their moisturizer. This is their moisturizer. Look at this. It's been like 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Wait, that's the one that, it was mainly the moisturizer that I wanted to try so bad. You love it?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh my god. Okay. Incredible. What are you moisturizing with, Elise?
So, I just got a refill today. I have to shout out my makeup artist, Sasha Borax. She's a chef.
She does makeup for the girls and like us all the time for photo shoots,
Videos. We just call her for everything. If a picture is going to be taken, Sasha's being called. So, basically, she's like how your friend is like your guru and helps you with everything. I text her whenever I need anything. I'm like, okay, what do I need for my face? What do I need for this, that? And she just texts me like a laundry list of like the best products and links. And so she recently recommended me for a moisturizer, this moisturizer called the Lala Retro Whipped Cream from Drunk Elephant.
Yes,
And
I love.
Have you tried this?
I haven't tried that, but I love their products. I have a couple.
Yeah. This is fire, especially like I have really, really dry skin. So it's like, for me, I have to find a balance of something that's really moisturizing, but not too thick that it's going to like give me like big zits or anything. And this is like the perfect balance. So, and this shit leaves you so dewy. So I'm moisturizing with this right now.
Well, say it again.
I said I need to try it. This lag is going to kill me.
I know the lag is so crazy. I like that too. My moisturizer though, I'm using this one called Environ. It's a Focus Care, like a super moisturizer is what it is. I think you can just order it online. It's kind of like I don't know how like mainstream
You got this
this
recommended
brand
by
is.
like a masseuse.
Yeah.
A masseuse. Okay, not a masseuse, a facialist. But a masseuse. She's like, your pores. No. So I went and got a facial, like I just discovered facials. Like I just discovered them, like maybe.
Yeah,
6
this is like a
months ago.
new invention. For you or
It's like
something.
so new for me. Like I always knew like, oh my god, like treat yourself, go get a massage, right? Like that's the go-to one. But like never have you like I've never gotten facials as much as I have now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they are literally mind-boggling. Like when you get a good facial, life-changing. And so I go to this girl in West Hollywood named Liz, and she's amazing at a spa down there, and she recommended this for me because my skin's like pretty dry on the drier side, and so this has been amazing. I think you can just get it online. It's definitely like a little on the expensive side, but really worth it. I would say that if you're gonna splurge on anything, like face care is what you should.
Yeah,
splurge
you
on.
have to.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't even realize that until just barely too.
Yeah,
I was
me
like,
too. I was like, you can't really like skimp out on like the moisturizers and stuff.
You can't.
just gotta throw down for those.
Yeah, you really have to, because like your face, like that's everything. Like if you're not taking care of that face.
your neck. My mom the other day, she was like, you show signs of aging in your neck and hands. And I was like, I have never even thought about that. Like, I'm all focused on my face and my neck's just going to be all wrinkly.
Oh my gosh, same. Wait, you know what is the most incredible tip I got from watching Jonathan from Queer Eye do his like morning routine? Have you watched that video?
Oh, I need to. I love him.
It's amazing. So he does his whole like not makeup, mainly like his skincare routine, and then I think he does a little bit of makeup, but for like GQ or something. And he talks about the neck and how, you know, when you're putting on your moisturizer, you should always, he's like, gravity is already strong enough. We don't need to be rubbing down on our neck. So when you moisturize, rub up on your neck. And I've literally never forgotten it. I was so shook. I was like,
I need to do that.
so I'll moisturize my face and then I'll do my neck and always rub upwards.
Sounds like a slight myth, but I'll try it.
I mean,
I love
any
it.
little bit helps is all I'm going to say. We're all Asian, fam, you know? True.
Okay, we need to tell a story. Let's get a story up in here.
Let's get a story. Okay, do you want to kick it off with your favorite ghost story?
Yes. Where do I begin?
Yes.
I feel like I don't. Do you guys have any like personal stories? I like can't remember.
Yeah.
If you've
We have
So I don't have one that happened to me, but I have one that happened to my brother, and I probably
Yeah.
will do it.
remember the one about your brother, dude. I think about it all the time.
It's so
I'm
shocking
scared.
and scary. The one about our brother is shocking.
Should we tell that?
Should
You
we
know you
leave?
heard it?
Tell it. It's so shocking.
Okay, do you want to start? We'll start. And if our brother is Mitch, if
Wait,
Mitch is
Lord.
watching and we fuck it up, sorry, just like let
Yeah,
us,
he's
you
probably
know?
gonna watch and be like, "That's not what happened." But so here's the story that me and Crystal famously told every person in Utah County when it happened. So our brother Mitch, as you know, when he was younger, he was a little bit of a, what do we call him?
Troubled youth.
A little bit of troubled youth. So
You guys- like washing our faces while we do this.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
what
we,
should
okay,
be.
let's definitely do it. Okay.
I was actually gonna.
So he was a little bit of a troubled youth, and he was in and out of, you know, like different programs and different things to help troubled youth. And he was staying at, it was kind of like a boarding school for like about a year. And it was all boys, just like this boarding school in Utah. And basically they all lived in
Like little dorms.
like dorms, yeah. So like little houses, and there was like houses A through F, and there was like 10 boys in each house, right? And so he was living in this, I think it was called like home E or F or something. And it was like 10 other boys, and they were all on like a strict schedule. So they had like a mentor or a leader who like looked over their house and took care of all the boys in that house.
Yeah.
And they would wake up at the same time every day. They would go to school, and then they'd like come back, do activities together, whatever. And then they would go to bed at the same time every night. And they were all like, there was an alarm system set so that they were like, you know, in there by 10 p.m. they were all locked inside this house going to bed, ready for the next day. So the home that he was in and the room he was in specifically, like when he would go to school, other boys in his like around would be like, "Oh, you're in the haunted house. You're in the haunted house. You're in the haunted room, dude. Like that's so fucking creepy." And he never believed it. He was always like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are like so extra, like haunted. Like what are you talking about?" And literally, they're like, "No, dude. Like a kid used to straight up like do weird shit in your room." Like as far as like try to talk to spirits and try to like do weird, like freaky, you know,
Conjuring.
extra next level, whatever shit. And so they would say like,
It was
yeah,
like devil worshiping.
I think he
Like
was,
essentially,
yeah,
you know why that kid got sent away. He was devil worshiping in the house. His parents were like, "You're going away.
You're
to go to
terrifying
school."
us. So literally, my brother was like, "No, bitch, like this is so extra. Like, no, it's not true. I'm fine." So this was also a highly religious boarding school. So it was like really Mormon. So they had pictures of like Jesus Christ in every room and like religious leaders in every room and all these things, right? Because it's like ran by the church.
Mm-hmm.
So one day they all go out for like an activity together, right? They go to play like football or whatever the fuck they were doing. And when they would leave their houses, they'd like definitely lock them up, you know, like so no one could just come in the house as they please. Like everyone was there or you were out doing an activity. So they come back and Mitch goes to his room, and literally right outside of his door is a shattered picture of Jesus Christ.
Yes,
So, like,
I remember.
insane. So he's like, okay, like who's the funny guy around these parts? Like hilarious. Like, everyone's like, oh my God, like, that's so crazy. Like, whoa. And he's like, this is so dumb. Like, stop, guys. Like, you're just trying to scare me, right?
So real quick, I'm going to put on this moisturizing face mask while she finishes this story.
And then you guys will tell the story and I'll do my
Another
whole face
junk
thing.
elephant.
So, okay, so he's like, this is whatever. He's like, creepy, whatever. Someone's trying to play a prank on me. So he forgets about it and keeps going about his business, doing his thing. So one night, he's just like going to bed like normal. They lock up, set the alarm. Everyone is tuckered away trying to go to sleep. So my brother goes to bed and he wakes up like out of nowhere. And he's like, I was wide awake, like not groggy at all.
Yeah.
Not like I just like woke up from sleep. Like I suddenly was so awake and I was just like out, like in my bed, completely awake.
Yeah.
And it was like, he looked at the clock, it's like 3 in the
Did you
morning.
say how the Jesus Christ picture thing kept happening? That happened like 4 times.
Apparently that the picture thing outside of the room happened multiple times. I didn't know that, but apparently it did. And so he wakes up at 3. He's like, what the hell? Like, why am I so awake? That's weird. I must have just like, whatever, I woke up. I'm going to go back to bed. And each room had a roommate. So they were both on twin beds, one on this side of the room, one on the other. One was by a window. And so his roommate's fast asleep. He's just sleeping. He's like, weird. So he starts trying to go to bed again. And he says he hears something outside. Like they had a TV in their common area, like in the living room. And he hears the TV on. And he's like, why would the TV be on? Everybody's like in their rooms, curfews at 10. So like no one's allowed to just be watching TV at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So he's confused because he's like, who is watching TV? And he's like, what the hell? So he's trying to figure it out. He's like laying in his bed. And then all of a sudden he says he hears outside something almost like, sounds like someone dropped a weight on the ground. Just like a heavy like thud on the ground. And he's like, And he's like, is the washer on? Like, what's going on? Like, maybe someone's washing shoes. Like, he's just trying to like put 2 and 2 together. And then he said he heard it again. And it was louder. And it sounded like it was getting closer to his bedroom. And he's like, and then it became rhythmic, like footsteps. And it was literally so loud that it started like shaking my bed. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? He's like sitting there, he's like looking at his roommate's dead asleep. And then it stops all of a sudden. And he's like, and then he said, literally, something grabbed him. Like some force or something laid down on his chest. And he said he literally felt his body like sinking into his mattress and he couldn't move. Like he was completely paralyzed. And he's like freaking out. He like can't breathe. And he's feeling this thing just like ascending on him, like whatever it is, this presence, right? And he's like, the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, it was like sleep paralysis, but he was sitting up in his bed and like was forced down. So it was weird. Like
Really weird, super crazy. So he's like, all I could think of to say when this thing is on me and I can't move is like, he at that point, we were raised religious, but he's never been very religious. Yeah. Like, the only thing I could think of to say, because I was so terrified, was, in the name of Jesus Christ, I command you to leave me, right? So he starts like reciting religious things, just trying to help himself. Like he doesn't know what to do. So he's saying it over and over and over. And he's like, I swear to God, whatever had a hold of me was like trying to scramble my thoughts. Like I couldn't get sentences out in my head very well. I was like panicking. I didn't know what to do. So he finally keeps saying this, whatever. And then he's like, after what seemed like forever, whatever, just like let go. And I like gasp for air. I'm like freaking out. I like wake my roommate up. I'm like, dude, wake up. He's like, his friend is like groggy and asleep. He's like, what's wrong? He's like, dude, I don't know what's going on. I'm hearing these noises. Like I swear to God, something just grabbed me. Like, I don't know what's going on. And as he's talking to his roommate, he sees his roommate like looking at the door, like to the corner. He's like not looking at him, and he's in his bed. And he's like, hello, dude, like look at me, like you're freaking me out. Why are you looking over there? And his friend, he sees his friend's head look at him, and then look back, and then look at him again. And he was like, dude, don't play with me. Like, are you in your bed right now? And he was like, yeah, what are you talking about? I've been in my bed the whole time while I've been talking to you. And he's like, no, like, don't fuck with me. You swear to God you didn't just stand up from your bed and walk to the door. And he was like, no, I've literally been sitting in my bed. What are you freaking me out? And he's like, I swear to God, I just saw a silhouette stand up from your bed and walk to the darkest corner of the room. He's like, I thought it was you. Like, I dead ass thought that was you. That's why I was talking over to the corner, because I was like, what are you doing out of your bed? So he's like, at that point, my roommate's like wide awake, because he's like, he just saw some freaky shit. So they're sitting in bed. They don't know what to do. They're like, what, like, do we call somebody? Like, do we get our counselor to like come in here? What do we do? And they're, at this point, I think it's probably like 5 a.m, and they each get waken up. Everyone gets woken up at 7 a.m. So they're like, okay, it's only 2 hours. What the hell are our counselors going to do? Let's just wait it out, and they'll come get us at 7. So they're chilling in their beds. They keep trying to like go back to sleep, but they're too scared. So they're just talking back and forth to each other. Like, you good? Like, they keep feeling like they're seeing shit. He said at one point, like, literally, they were just talking to each other, and there's a window in their bedroom, and shadow
guards like come by.
Yeah, so there's guards patrolling the grounds, because it's like, you know, treble view, the whole thing.
Yeah.
People like watching, make sure kids don't like break out and shit. It's like a boarding school. So there's guards like patrolling the grounds, making sure that everybody's safe. And they all of a sudden they see this shadow pass by the window and like completely block out all the light for a second. And they're like, what the fuck just was that? So
Yeah.
sitting there like, oh, it's probably just like a guard who just walked by the door, right? Or like walked by the window. But Mitch was like, the thing about it that's so weird is it was completely black. The guards have to wear green and red coats so that they can, like, reflective wear, so they can be seen at night.
Yeah.
It was completely black, and it didn't bob like a human. Like, it just like soared past the window. It wasn't like walking, you know what I mean? Like the way you like bob when you walk. It like was weird. And like, he's like, I just got the creepiest feeling. It was so uncomfortable. So finally, they waited out. They're terrified. They don't really sleep. And the counselor comes around, and he's like, you know, I'm doing all the alarms for the house, and everyone's getting up. And so they go, and they're like, yo, they tell him everything that happened. They're like, we're fucking terrified. A, B, and C happened last night. And, oh, before they even tell him anything, the counselor goes, hey, were you guys messing with your alarm? And they're like, no. By the way, we had the craziest night. Like, we have to tell you that. And he's like, okay, because your alarm was disarmed the whole night.
My God.
So they're like, you're kidding me. He's like, literally anybody could have walked in or out of here and no one would have known. Like, they are calling the guards. They're like, who disarmed the alarm in house E? Like, there was an alarm disarmed all night, and nobody would own up to it. Everybody was like, didn't touch it. Didn't do a thing. Like, he's like, yeah, this has been disarmed for hours. So, like,
That is, no. What happened?
Bucky's freaking out. So obviously they like go to school the next day. They tell the counselors everything. They're like, we had a really insane experience.
Yeah.
And basically they ended up talking to this kid who used to stay in that room. And he was like, yeah, I did some weird shit in there. It's like definitely my fault.
Oh my God. That's the scary shit, like, I don't want to mess with.
Yeah. How insane is that? And so like our brother was like, simply just going about his business, ends up in that room. Most insane experience of his life. And like,
It sounds so like fake. Like every time I hear it, I'm like, there's no way that happened. But he's like, I swear to God, I lived it.
yeah.
Right.
And I don't know, like maybe there was an element to like sleep paralysis of it. Maybe we don't know, you know, like that's what's so interesting about like the human subconscious and like ghost stories is like, dude, like shit's crazy and we don't know. We don't know what happens after we die. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
where like is there another realm where like spirits exist? Like it's so crazy to think about when you start thinking about it. And I feel like maybe that's what's so fascinating about ghost stories to everybody is just like this unknown. You know?
I love it though.
Crazy. All right.
You want me to
I'm
go?
gonna do my routine and we need you to hit us with it.
Okay, you guys, these comments, I haven't really been reading them, but everyone's saying,
I haven't really
All
been
of
reading
our
them either.
lives have been just full FaceTime calls. Like,
Literally.
everyone just like loved this FaceTime call.
I saw so many comments that were like, you guys believe in the devil?
Listen, okay, actually, really quick before you start that, I feel like, okay, this is what I believe, and then I'll let you literally take over. I don't necessarily believe in, like, people, right? I believe in, like, energies, and I do believe that
But you're
they're.
saying you don't believe in like demons or things
Well,
like that?
I don't believe in like the devil with like a red cane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Evil.
on fire.
Yeah. Not like
What's the
an
other one?
actual. I was saying it's like an evil, like a darkness.
Yeah, I believe in like energies and what you feed and what you pay attention to, and I do believe there are like real strong negative energies in the world, and you have to be conscious of them and like not bring them into your life and look for light, you know? I don't believe there's like a man with like horns and shit, but I do believe that there like are strong powers in the world, you know?
I don't have like any. I have one kind of ghost story. Maybe I'll tell it later. It's not that interesting. But I asked people, like I've been asking on social media, and I've got a couple good ones. But like it's like with ghost stories, they're like you could just be making all this shit up. But I believe it. I like always believe people. So
It's more fun to believe.
this girl, her name's Jess_Marks. I'm just gonna. She says, "Me and my sis." Oh, okay, sorry, wrong. The house that I spent most of my childhood at was haunted. My sister and I would see this very tall shadow. We call him Shadow Man, walking around all the time. My sister and I shared a room, and she would wake up in the middle of the night to a black out figure standing still in our doorframe, not moving, staring at her. She would ask my dad if he came to check in on us at night, and he would. It wasn't him. We had bunk beds, and I was on the top one. One morning, sitting cross-legged, listening to music, facing the window. Then, this black hand jumped up and hit the string part of the blinds that pulls it up and down. I was shook and trying to think if I was making things up or not. The string kept moving and hitting the wall because the hand. So I was like, "Is this thing moving?" Okay, sorry, I'm the worst reader. Also, when I was young, I tried to live a little bit of the Bible every night. So I'm laying on top of on my stomach, facing the window. I close my Bible because I love this girl. I was done for the night, and I look up from it and notice there's this face glowing on the other side. It was completely white with piercing yellow eyes, and he was just staring at me, not blinking. No neck, no body, just a floating head. It was the creepiest thing ever. I started freaking out, tried to play it cool, so he wouldn't notice and go away. Then she says, here's where it gets real. My parents never believed us. We were pretty young, so they thought we were always making it up. But then we moved houses, and the new owners moved in, thought there was something off about living there. The husband's a police officer who's going to be working nights, so the wife didn't want to stay home alone at night by herself and the newborn. Their dog would always bark at the rocking chair for no reason, and the baby's eyes would get super wide and stare at something oddly. So the mom freaked out, called a medium, and the medium said,
freaked out, called a medium.
yeah. So, older spirit who had been staying at the house for years. He was a nice, gentle spirit and enjoyed seeing the kids grow up, aka me and my little sister. So creepy. The spirit's daughter had committed suicide, and when she was young, so that's why he stuck around to watch us grow up because he couldn't watch his own daughter. So yeah, that's that. Worst story? Like what?
Here's my thing. My favorite part of that whole story was here's where it gets real after we're so deep into the most terrifying shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
The white glowing face wasn't real yet.
Yeah, that wasn't real yet. Like, here's where it gets real. After you've told me the scariest thing I've heard in my whole existence.
You know what's weird though? What's really weird about every like demonic ghost story I've ever heard growing up, everyone describes the same figure.
The black figure, the glowing face, yeah, it's terrifying.
Every single person. And the weirdest part about that our brother's story that we just told is Crystal Miss Park, the girl.
Okay.
But he, like, when he saw it outside his window, it was like this tall, long thing. And when he confronted the kid about it, the kid was drawing something that looked like that. He was like sketching it and writing notes about it. And then he confronted him and was like, what the fuck are you drawing? Like, I know you were the kid that lived in the room before me. And he was like, yeah. And it was like, and my mom, when she was serving in Chile when she was younger, saw the same shit. The
You
same
gotta explain what
thing.
serving means.
For those, it's like a religious thing. People serve missions. But My mom on her mission literally saw the same thing, like in the middle of Chile too. And it's like, so that's the weirdest part to me, is that everyone sees the same thing.
Yeah. Well, okay, but this is the thing is like that spirit was nice. Do you guys believe in that stuff?
Yes, it's so hard for me because like okay, I'm watching washing my face, but I have to say it. I feel like soaking wet. Here's the thing, soaking wet. I feel like it's really hard for me to understand why spirits who are good and happy, right, are just for some reason trapped here. Like, I don't understand that. Like, I kind of feel like it serves no purpose and makes no sense for, like, why after you die would you just be, like, haunting around and, like, frazzled and, like, trying to haunt
people don't want to leave. They say it's because people aren't ready to, like, move on and not see their family and stuff.
People aren't interested in whatever's after. I don't know, but, like, I totally believe that there's, like, random spirits. And I meet one, you guys. So bad. And
Wait, say it again?
I want to meet, like, a spirit. Like, a nice, I know you guys are like, don't.
Like, no, bitch.
It's like my secret dream. Well, okay, I'll tell you guys my ghost story. I've probably told you. It's so short, but basically, like, me and my friends were just hanging out one night, like, telling scary stories, and it was, like, the middle of the night, and we decided to go to a cemetery, as one does, just casual. So we drive to the Orem Cemetery. We want to go at, like, 3:33 a.m. and go, like, and I don't know why. It's, like,
Out of pocket.
This
Out
is
of
some
pocket.
classic Utah entertainment.
Yeah,
it's exactly. So we go and we're driving and we're all pretty distracted because it's like a long drive, whatever. We pull up and we're like pulling up next to the cemetery, and right up front, like in front of like the first two graves, are just two little girls. And one of them just dips, like sprints away as soon as we pull up. And then I scream as soon as I see the little girl. And I scream. It was almost like I was like, well, we were trying to scare each other, you know? I felt like I wasn't really scared. I was just like, we were telling scary stories, and then I see a little girl and I scream, right? And then I realized
it's also 3 a.m., right?
it is 3:30 a.m. Why are there two little girls? And they were little. They were really short hair and nightgown. Who wears nightgown anymore?
Nope, that's a relic. That's someone from 1892.
No, the worst part is that the second little girl is laying like in a plank, like hands at her sides, face in the grass, just planking. And then she just sits up and looks at us, and she's like pretty close to us. She's pretty close to the road. She just like looks at us, and we are all screaming, like all 5 people in the car just like screaming, stopped at a standstill, and she just gets up and turns around and like goes behind this tree. And that's it. And I just know they were ghosts.
They
playing cemetery.
I'm
sorry.
What little girls are unsupervised at the cemetery at 3 a.m.?
And wait. Mm-mm.
So crazy. Oh my god. Wait,
So you have seen a spirit then? Did you feel weird? Like, did you feel like scared? Like, how'd you feel?
No. Like, I didn't feel scared. Like, I felt like the one little girl was like, I'm not scared of you guys. Like, that's how I felt. Like, the one chick was out, and then the other was like, you guys don't scare me. And that's literally how I felt.
Oh my god.
That is absolutely
I would have been
insane.
so terrified if I was
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, I would have never. I'm not as brave as you. I would have never gone to the cemetery at 3:30.
It's
Yeah,
just
that seems like a bad idea.
like, I don't know why. I don't think I'll ever do that again.
So crazy because like I feel like weird people know that people want to get scared of the cemetery at 3:30. So like
Yeah.
weird people would just go to the cemetery. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm way more scared to run into like the people that are already there at 3 a.m. and you're like, okay, what are you doing here?
Yeah. Anyways, that's my story.
Oh my gosh,
That's
that's a really good story, and I feel like you were like, mine is just a little story. I'm like, that's really insane.
I feel like because I was in the car, it wasn't scary. I don't know.
Right. I feel you. Okay, I want to know, really quick for a skincare tip, do you have any masks that you love?
Yes, let me show you. Okay, so Jackson like is obsessed with face masks. He like wants to do them every night.
amazing.
God, well, he does glow in the pixie glows.
Where is it? It's called Pharmacy
Oh yes, I've been wanting to try
Do you
that.
know-
Oh, hell yeah. I've never heard of that.
warming mask, super rub it in, and it makes your face like super warm. And I don't know, it feels good. And it makes your skin so soft. What else do I have? Oh, do you have this, Elisa, the baby facial?
No, I need that though.
So this is like kind of a mask too. I love this. And then I just where is it? Okay, I just barely got this in the mail. Have you guys tried it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
that's
my God.
crazy.
I tried that growing up. I did that all the time in high school. That mask.
Yeah, my brother was like, yeah, I do this all the time. I was like, how have I never heard of this?
It's really good. It's definitely a little drying because it's like a pretty thick clay mask. So just make sure you
Yeah.
Did you
moisturize.
do it yet?
Have you done it yet?
No,
It's so hectic. It's
Oh,
so
it's a pretty-
uncomfortable. Like
It
it feels like it's like drying and ready to break your face off. Like it's nuts. It burns.
It's honestly one of the crazy. It's really crazy.
It's wild.
okay.
But try it for fun.
Wait, what about you guys? Do you have any masks?
I actually have just found this one that my mom has that I love. I just put it on. It's making my face a little bit red, but in like kind of a, it feels nice. Like it kind of feels detoxifying. But it's this, it's called Thirsty Mud. And it's like this little from Glam Glow. And it's basically like, you can't even tell I really have it on. It looks like a moisturizer. It's for like deep moisturizing. Again, I have really dry skin. So I try to like make my masks more moisturizing and you know, try not to break out because my skin's too dry. But yeah, this one's really good. So I've been doing that, and then you kind of just wipe it off after 20 minutes and kind of let the rest, like the residue, sink into your skin.
Yeah.
And so I feel like moisturizing masks can be too much and definitely make you break out. And this one doesn't make me break out at all. So I like this one.
One that I've been using, I got this as a sample. Have you ever tried this company? Have you ever tried Elemis?
Yes. When I was pregnant, they had body oil, and it literally like saved me. I didn't have any stretch marks.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I just started trying their products too. Again, Sasha recommended. And I'm using these. These are their dynamic resurfacing facial pads. Essentially, they just like, I really struggle with dry patches like on my skin because I have really dry skin, and these, so like it was hard because when I had dry patches and I would put makeup on, the makeup will stick to the dry patches, and it's so hectic. So like I had to find a way to get rid of that, and this like knocks those out completely. I know we're talking about face masks, but it ties in. So I started using those, and they gave me this sample of a Peptide 4000 flower mask.
Yeah.
And it's like this, like,
Hey, I need to try that.
it's amazing. It's like this chalky, like, black face mask.
Uh-huh.
But it's totally like when you take it off, your skin just glows, and it's meant to be like revitalizing. So it just like really nourishes your skin, and I love it.
Yeah, amazing.
That's solid.
What is your skin like, Indy? Is it dry? Is it like medium? Is it more oily?
Yeah.
What's it like?
It's super dry, and I've always had clear skin. Like I have a zit, like my first zit in my life, but I really don't ever out. But my skin is super dry, and I have like such a difference just because I've been like, even like a basic routine, but just doing it consistently. Like my skin is so glowy now, and I didn't need much, but like before I thought I didn't need anything. Like I didn't believe in skincare. But yeah, I have super dry skin, and now it's good.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I feel you. And obviously, I think Ken, Kate's, if you guys have skin tips, drop them as well, because I know Ken and Katie's skincare experience is totally different to ours. Like I think that they're like more oily, and like for people that have more oily skin or tendencies like that, they can drop some knowledge on some things like that too. But dope. Should we get into a conspiracy?
Yes. Tell me what I'm talking about. There's so many.
Oh
Okay,
my
you
gosh.
know what I love that I like want to deep dive into all the time
What?
is like the Walmart ones of like the tunnels that connect under the Walmarts and shit. Have you heard about that? You've never heard of that?
Wait, like you order
What?
the New World Order, like underground bunkers, or what?
I'm not even sure what it's about, but all I know is that supposedly all the Walmarts have tunnels under them, and there's like this massive Walmart conspiracy. And I actually think it's real. I actually do think that Walmarts have tunnels that connect them, because the truth is that if there's a major earth crisis, like a massive earthquake or a tsunami, they tell people to go to your nearest Walmart. And I think they're big enough so like military can travel from like each, because I think Walmart is literally where people would bunker down if like shit hit the fan.
So crazy.
Nightmare.
So crazy.
What?
That's my worst nightmare.
Oh, breaking down at Walmart. That is my worst nightmare too. Oh my gosh. Okay, the one that I'm like mildly into conspiracies, but the one that I fully believe, like it takes me a lot to believe in the conspiracy, right? Like I'm interested in them, but half the time I'm like, nah, whatever. The one that I full-heartedly fucking believe is the mattress firm conspiracy.
I saw comment or Katie.
We
That's real.
collectively as a band fully believe in that because we have toured the United States many times.
You've seen all the mattress firms.
Oh, it's
Everywhere.
nuts. The amount of times we'd see a mattress firm, we'd go, pull out your phone, pull it out, mattress firm, another one, 5 to 6 mattress firms in a row, right next to each other. And we'd be like, this is psychotic.
Bitch, I don't know who's going into a mattress firm on a weekly basis. I don't even know someone who's even
I don't know a single person that's bought their mattress from mattress firm.
Yeah. Who buys mattresses? Like, I don't know.
But it's like, there's no way y'all are having that kind of demand. I feel like that's a full lie.
That's like the demanding like product. You buy
I
mattress
know.
for 10 years or something. I feel like.
What's in your life, honestly?
Yeah.
It's like, why do people need that many? Like,
No.
there's no way.
Don't believe
It's
it.
got to be like a money laundering thing.
So that's
100%.
money laundering scheme.
Yeah,
I think it is.
that's what I think it is.
I think it's like a drug front. I think it's like a way that, yeah, exactly.
Watch, guys in suit and tie are going to be knocking on our door like cease and desist.
That's what's crazy about conspiracies. Is I'm like, because so many people when I was asking for, were sending me like Q. You guys know what Q is?
Mm-mm.
Oh boy, everyone's gonna start freaking out in the comments. There's basically this big conspiracy. I get into it just because it's so divisive. Like, it's basically this like conspiracy that there's this higher, kind of like the Illuminati. I mean, it is the Illuminati. Like all the like powerful elite people, a bunch of celebrities, and it's like some pedophile ring. Basically, that's what it is. And there's all these conspiracies about coronavirus with it, and so it's like I think it's just like on the forefront of people's minds. So everyone's been DMing me about it, but you guys should look into it. It's pretty gnarly. I don't even know if I believe any of it, but it's like fun. Conspiracy theories are just crazy because like you get so
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely
that's like just
crazy.
finding like I usually never believe them, but like the type of evidence people pull out of their asses to like fight for them that they're real, I'm like, wow. Like I'm impressed with your work ethic
Like,
to like come up with all that.
My favorite conspiracy is that do you know Leah Michelle from Glee?
Yeah.
That she can't read. Have you guys heard that?
No.
Stop it. I literally believe it. I was gonna look it up right before we started this because I know I'm not gonna remember, but that's what I'm talking about. It's like this like 40-minute YouTube video that this random chick made, and I watched it as a joke. And by the end of it, I'm like, this bitch can't read.
No, that's the thing. Is those compilations will get you. Like I have found myself watching shit and being like, it's real.
No. Also, the theory is that she was on Broadway when she was like 3 years old, and so the theory is that she never learned how to read, and so her lines would always be read to her, and she'd memorize them. And she would. There's the evidence they pull is so hilarious. Like they have like interviews where the whole cast will write stuff down, and like she'll get like handed a board, like weird stuff, and it's so funny. And she's like making comments about it too. Like she'll always be like writing and like reading her stories to like prove she now. But it's so.
Oh my god! Can you imagine if someone just came for your neck like that? Like they're literally just like, you can't read, bitch. And you're like, bitch.
Believe anything about you.
It's so true.
That's hilarious.
We live in the craziest time. Oh my god. Before, I think we have 10 minutes left of the live. We would love to ask you just like a few questions about you and get to know you a little bit better. For people who maybe follow us who don't know who you are, which is like, what? How do you not know who Indy is? Like, get it together, right? But let's do a few questions. Would you be cool with that?
Yeah, wait, I'm gonna go get the baby. Everyone's wanting to see the baby.
Yeah,
Yes.
get the baby.
All right, we're gonna get some good questions for Indy.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I had a fire ghost story and it just left my brain.
Oh.
I thought of it and I was like, oh, and then it was gone.
Evaporated.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry, team. Hi, everybody. Okay, so we're gonna get some good questions for Indy.
Dude, I'm good at finding these.
Oh, Lisa's the best at these.
Crystal just Googled best questions to ask.
Listen, you would be surprised at the list. He's so cute.
He's
oh my
an
god,
angel.
He's such an angel.
He's the cutest. Okay.
How is it? Real quick, let's start it off with a quick mother question. How are you feeling being a mom with the baby?
The best. I mean, think about being in quarantine with like a newborn baby. It's heaven.
It's perfect.
Like, I'm so glad I'm newborn and not like 2 years old and we're stuck inside all day.
But he's insane to be running around.
Like, he just fills the day and Jackson helps much, and it's fun. I love it.
So fun.
So
oh my gosh.
He's so cute.
All right. Start us off.
All right, we'll start it off. I found way better ones the other day, but we'll go here.
We're gonna find the best ones.
Okay.
I like that one. Okay. Sorry, just double checking. What motivates you to work hard?
Good question. Okay, the first thing that came to my mind was like my younger self. I feel like that's always how I've been motivated my whole life. Yeah, just like wanting to, I don't know. I feel like I just had these big plans as a kid, and my whole life, in almost a bad way, I've been like wanting to like fulfill these like expectations I have for myself. But that's probably like a good motivation at the same time, you know?
Yeah, I love that.
I
Oh my
love
gosh. By the way, if you're reading the comments, they are going crazy for him because he's so cute. And
So adorable.
everyone's like, 7! By the way, 7 is such a cool name. That's a fucking dope name.
I texted you about this. I was like, I love that name so much, and it's so funny because for a long time, like, I loved the name Seven, with a Y, so like Sevyn. I was thinking of that for a long time, and then you're like, I'm naming my baby Seven. I was like, I don't think anyone else is thinking that, but it's amazing. It fits him so well.
I wanted it for a girl so bad. I mean, I wanted it for either, but I thought it was gonna be way for a girl. But then I was like, I don't know any other cool boy names, so he said.
I think
That's
it's dope.
perfect. And I love names that are like super, just like androgynous names. Like could work for a boy or a girl. Those
Yeah.
are my favorite.
Okay, another question. This is interesting. What makes you really angry?
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get in trouble.
if you don't want to answer, you can plead the fifth.
Oh.
But
Guys, this sounds so mean. Me and my friend Courtney were talking about this yesterday. I get the weirdest DMs, you guys, like the weirdest DMs. And the worst ones to me are like the people who will respond to something I post where I'll be shoes from, like tag, and they'll respond and be like, where are the shoes from? And I'm like, look up. Like you, yeah, guys, I just like hate when people ask me questions that they could find the resources for easily. That's like the worst I'm angry about. I shouldn't have exposed myself.
no, I feel
get it,
you.
no.
You're like, be resourceful. You have an
Especially
iPhone.
when you put the effort into like making it very clear, like what was happening or where you got something. It's like,
Did you not list?
why did I do that?
Why are you
Literally,
Yeah,
that happened to me.
I feel you. Definitely feel you on that. Okay, did you find another one you liked? Because
I want to ask you this question.
Okay.
What do you think? Because I asked this the other day and I thought it was a fun one. What do you think people are going to be really nostalgic for in like 40 years from now? Like what artists? Like what
That's a good
things
question.
you do?
I always think about that with with like social media. Hey! I always think about with like social media how like remember when Instagram first came out, like the layout. You know, I just feel like this like because I just don't know what social media is gonna be like in a couple years. Like I don't on Instagram at all. I don't know. And, yeah, I was thinking about artists like I don't know why I was thinking about Doja Cat. This is like kind of not even answering your question, but I was thinking of Doja Cat and how dope she is. Like she's kind of like representing this new like wave of music with TikTok. Like and I don't know, I love seeing how like social media is like affecting the music industry, the pop culture industry, and I don't know, I think like we'll be nostalgic for like because even with TikTok I feel things changing so much in pop culture, and I feel like we're almost like ending out an era in a way. I mean, we 2020, but yeah, I think I'll be nostalgic for like the 1975 and Crystal. Remember when we went to the concert?
Oh my gosh, yes, guys. I literally have to plug Indy so hard because Indy has always been like so into discovering new music and like the dopest artist. She was always like in high school. I remember Indy was always like, dude, have you heard of this band? And I was like, no. And then they would end up being a massive band that everybody was obsessed with. So like me and Indy in high school, I remember you Twitter DM'd me.
You were on it early.
She sent me.
Yeah.
She literally sent me the Sex music video, like the first cut of it, where they're just like in their bedrooms in like early 1975. And she's like, dude, I feel like you really dig them. I remember I watched it and loved it. And I was like, dude, they're so sick. And she was like, nobody will go to their show with me. They were playing a 500 cap room in Salt Lake City. Yeah. Like a tiny show. She was like, no one will go with me. I have another ticket. Will you please come with me? And I was like, yeah, hell yeah. And we literally went and we met Matty Healy. We said hi to him outside the venue and like got a photo with him. All this shit.
Yes, that's what I'll be nostalgic for. Like Velour days, Provo Rooftop days, Twilight. The concerts are like dying because you're not playing right now.
It sucks.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Really sucks.
That's the one thing I'm like, when we can play live again, I just feel like the energy is going to be so
it's
crazy.
Gonna be nuts.
Yeah, everyone's just going to be so ready for live shows and to like experience that.
It makes it sound people like aren't going to go to festivals this year. Like no Lollapalooza, no Coachella.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. All right, one last question, and then our live's going to cut us off. I think we have 3 minutes, but we're going to find you the juicy question. And we're going to end it.
Let's make it really good.
Do you see any? Sorry, this list is very long. Yeah, I know. These are huge. We could do... Is that kind of a boring one?
I don't even know what one you pointed to.
Okay, yeah. Hold up. Okay. Oh, I like that one. Number 8. Yeah. Okay. To top it off, what is your favorite thing about your career and what you do?
It's hard. Like, it's hard. What do you mean? Do you mean like Lonely Ghost or Instagram or like traveling?
I would say just like being an entrepreneur and like doing like living your life and doing how you want to and turning that into your career, which is so amazing. Like, what's your favorite thing about that?
I just always say like happiness to me is like freedom or success, not happiness. Success to me is freedom. And I love that this part of my life where I kind of get to call the shots and like I can work from home and hang out with the baby all day, like still find time to travel, and just kind of stuff that's only possible because I'm a boss. I don't know. That's probably my favorite. Just like it gives me the freedom to like kind of do what I want to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Totally. Well, incredible. Thank you so much for being a part of our live.
And I'm sorry, I'm going to rewatch this and read your comments, but I promise I'm not high, everyone that asked.
You know what? Y'all need to
love you guys. Thanks for watching. Yeah. We love you, Indy. Oh, what's that?
This is Indy Lee Toner. Just DM me if you have any questions about the skincare stuff.
Yeah, us too, because we skimped over it, but the ghost stories were solid.
Yes.
Okay, bye guys.
Thank you so much. Bye, Indy.